So it's a journey, I would call. The value that you can bring it to a customer is a journey. Understanding customer needs early on, bringing those changes into the software solution, so that it sticks to the customer, it serves the purpose, it provides the value from their perspective, not the value what you're thinking. It's ultimately customer's purpose needs to be served, right?
Hey guys, and welcome to the Grow IT podcast. One of your hosts here, Trey King. And today we're very excited to have our guest, Kris from ICloud Now. And we will be diving into his story a little bit today, and then as well as what his company does, and then some engaging insights into the technology industry. So make sure to stick around for this one. But without further ado, Kris, welcome.
Thank you very much, Greg. Really appreciate it.
Excellent. Kris, if you don't mind, if we can maybe start, if you don't mind, just to quickly introduce yourself and just tell us a quick snippet or two about your story.
Absolutely. Appreciate the opportunity, Greg.
Sure.
Hi, everyone. My name is Kris Vishwanathan. I'm the founder and CEO of a company called ICloud Now. We are based out of Raleigh-Durham area in North Carolina. So I started this company around 2016. I used to be an IBM employee for many years. I quit IBM, and 2016 I started this company. Since then, we've been focusing on IT consulting, some software projects like turnkey projects, a few IT infrastructure management projects for various companies. That's what we've been doing for the last 8 years now.
Excellent. And tell me, Kris, how did you get into this business sector? You know, what was it that like sparked your interest that, that you're so passionate about what you do?
Sure, yeah. So I wanted to be an entrepreneur from the beginning, right?
Okay.
I did various businesses during my college or even after that. So especially when it comes to software industry, after my master's degree, I went and did a small inventory management project for one of the petroleum companies. Um, and the company's manager didn't have many funds at that time. They couldn't hire me after that, but they said, "Hey, this is a pretty good project which is coming up well.
Yeah.
Why don't you continue developing? I have some minimal budget, but you can just go as an independent consultant and go do it yourself. Let's see how it comes out." Right? I was right out of the college at that time. So I started working on that, and then it came out pretty good. And then they see the use for it, so they kept using it. And then we got a little bit money, but I had a full rights on the code, right? That's the best part about it, right?
Yeah,
Uh,
definitely.
Absolutely, yeah. So they were able to use it, and I was able to take the code, further enhance it. We just kept working on some features on financial accounting side of it. So we added some extra features and functions to that project, what we gave it to them, and I was able to go into the market with the product. Right, this is way back in 97, 98 time you're talking about. Right, you don't see this kind of an IT boom at the time. It was hard to yeah, hard to find customers. People didn't know what's going on. It's all in India, by the way, right? And then we were competing with some of the big companies too in that time. But project came out good with all our contacts. We were able to get some clients, right? So that helped me so that I don't have to look for a job, right? I had an entrepreneurial mindset, which I wanted to come to the business, but with that project in hand, which was serving features and functions for many customers, I was able to take it to the market. That was working good. Then, the 2000 came, right? 98, 99 time where we had Y2K boom, right?
Yeah.
Uh, Everyone wants to fix Y2K problems, and there are so many people from the country who wanted to get into computer field, right?
Mhm.
So they go do some computer training and then courses, and then they wanted to come and fix the problems because there's so much need with all the people with engineering background. But what they lacked is the function to understand the overall end-to-end project development. How the software projects are developed, what's the total life cycle of the project. So they lack that experience overall, right? So,
Yeah.
so by then I had some established clients, and then we had some good projects. So we were able to even start training on projects for a lot of people. right? So
Okay.
without projects, so we brought a lot of people who were trying to do Y2K projects, and we brought them on. So we started training on projects for those people, giving them some modules to develop with a lot of guidance given to them. So that really clicked very well, actually. In 1999, 2000, it clicked really, really well. And then we were doing well with our projects and customers, and a lot of people who were wanting to learn from a training perspective. So we had a training division picked up as well. So that all helped me to stay in the business and stay profitable. And then, so since then, I'm in the business of IT, I guess. Things have changed when
Excellent.
it came to US, but I'll explain that to you a little bit later. But
Excellent.
yeah,
So tell me, Chris, like based on your expertise,
yeah.
what are the current market trends, that you are aware of in your space? Where's the wind blowing these days? What have you been noticing?
Yeah, so the market trends keep changing, right? With innovation, I would call, right?
Yeah.
We have seen the trends in the past, right? Like Y2K was an example where that was a need for the business.
Yes.
There are so many people learning mainframes and technologies. Then we had Web 1.0, we had Web 2.0, right? Internet boomed. We had client server technologies. Then we have seen cloud, right?
Yes.
People moving away from regular legacy to cloud hosted solutions, and we have public clouds. We have blockchain recently, right? So off late, you see a lot of innovation on AI. There's a no-brainer on that, right? So everybody sees AI is now, if you're in,
It's a buzzword, right?
absolutely, that's the key buzz. If you're not in AI, you're outdated, right? So that's every company is looking into investments into AI. All the big companies you have seen done a lot of investments on that area, right? So that's a trend for sure. It's the same thing for all the software companies and the solution providers to come up to speed, have solutions ready for those customers, right? So that's how the trend has been changing. It attacks with the innovation and the need of the market. So that's where we are with the artificial intelligence and so many projects out there, and there will be a lot of demand will be in the near future.
So, I mean, talking about AI, if you don't mind, just to elaborate maybe a bit more on your current AI technology focus areas, and the kind of apps like what you build for your clients.
Absolutely. So as we see the demand, we have done projects like this in the past on blockchain and cloud and so forth. So now AI is the trend to keep us sailing. So we had to invest on AI.
Yeah.
We do projects, especially right now, we are working on projects called servestream.ai. It's a SaaS offering. It's mostly a kind of, we started out with a phone calling system to start with on the AI, where people would call in the phone, and then it'll, with an AI tagged on, it'll answer the questions. And, you know, um, we started out with like appointments, kind of scheduling, and then we were trying to figure out how we can apply this framework to various industries, right?
Yeah.
Uh, in the restaurant industry is one I had some experience in the past when I came to US. I had a restaurant business as well. So with all the deep expertise, I thought, why not I apply that technology for the restaurant business, right? So we have built a framework which can take phone orders. It can take reservations and phone orders, everything on the phone instead of person attending the calls. Somebody can, call in the restaurant number. It'll speak to them. It'll read through the menu. It'll take the items, and entire, the takeout orders can be placed through the phone, right?
Okay.
So that's a pretty cool
Yes,
technology.
very much.
Yeah, it's working pretty nice. Similarly for reservations, if you want to, place a reservation to a restaurant, you can call them, hey, party of 5 people coming 6 o'clock. It'll speak to you and it'll take your information, phone number, and all that. It'll send a,
You will.
notification to the restaurant, right? So we
And
have done things like that, and we were trying to take the technology like this. This is the base framework we did on the phone calling system, and then underlying technology we were trying to apply it for scheduling and other things. And then we're also taking this to the market. As we take you to the market, we see, hey, this looks great, but I need you to integrate to my backend systems, right? So that's like anything else. Right? So penetrating into the market is going to be a different challenge. You may think your technology is very innovative, but so that's where we are kind of figuring out. And on the restaurant side, we did the entire point of sale system by the way backend. So since we were struggling to give it to restaurants, since they had a backend system, various point of sale systems, we thought, why not, since we have experience, why not we build the entire backend system? So we build the entire point of sale system, which would do the order processing, aggregation of orders. It'll aggregate orders from, Uber Eats, DoorDash, everything. It aggregates on a point of sale. They can click, place the order. There could be a kitchen view. People can look it up, right? So the entire
Yes.
point of sale system for the front end to take the payments and all that to the back end kitchen processing. So we did all that into the software. It's called servestream.ai. We are trying to take that to the market. That's one of the solutions, right? So we have a few other like that. For scheduling, we did something. So that's all AI play so far. So hoping that will take off. So that's where we
Yeah,
are.
thanks for elaborating on that. That's excellent. The if I can ask you this, a bit more from value points of view. What
Mhm.
would you say? Like, I think you've touched on it now in the previous conversation,
Yeah.
but what do you see as the most significant value your
Mhm.
business can
Mhm.
bring to other businesses? And
Mhm.
how would you like typically go about to communicate this value to your clients and prospects?
That's a very interesting question. A tough one, I would say.
Sure.
Um, it's all a journey, I would call, right? There is no one single click formula for that, right? So
Yeah.
you start your journey, and then you understand the customer needs, right? And your vision may be different from what customer is thinking, right?
Mm.
So end of the day, I think your value is what works, right? So you got to customer acquisition is the key. You build something like, for example, we built a phone order system right now, but we went into customers and the customer says this looks cool, but I
Yeah.
can use since I have a different backend systems, backend integrations, right? So he sees the value in the technology, but he can't use it, right? So we may lose the purpose if we cannot stick the solution to the customer, right?
Yes.
So it's a journey, I would call. The value that you can bring it to a customer is a journey. Understanding customer needs early on, bringing those changes into the software solution, though it sticks to the customer, it serves the purpose, it provides the value from their perspective, not the value what you're thinking. It's ultimately customers' purpose needs to be served, right?
Yes.
Only then they can keep using it. So the short answer is uh, it's a journey. We learn as we get in. A lot of companies will develop solutions, and by the time it goes to the market, it would have been so much different with so many
Mm.
features and functions, right? So
Yes.
that's what I would call it at this point in time. We have a lot of to talk from theory perspective. There's so much in terms of AI. There's so many features and functions we can talk about. It's a
Yeah.
cool, phone talking to a person is a cool thing. So there's a lot of value add in that perspective, which we
Mm.
can just say, oh, these are the value propositions. But that value is, unless it has been realized by customer, right? It's not a real value. So they have to
I
say this is a great value, and they can realize that to use it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Lovely. And those I can understand why you guys are so successful.
Yeah.
The Tell me, Chris, in your opinion, what type of mindset would you say is
Mhm.
needed to be a successful founder of a company?
Okay, that's the mindset, I guess, is failure is not an option. That's the mindset, right?
Yeah.
So, I would think, you will, an entrepreneur is a lot of sacrifice, right? So
Yes.
it depends on what you want to become. So a lot of people want to become an entrepreneur for various reasons, right? Some people say, I don't want to work, or I want others to work, right?
Yes.
Somebody might say, I want to be boss of my own, right? But there's a lot of details in the devil, right? If you're trying to be your own boss, it comes with a lot of responsibility, right? You are responsible for everything, for a company to run and paying salaries and running the show. So there's so much responsibility on your shoulder. It comes with a lot of sacrifice, right? So being an entrepreneur is not just simply becoming a boss or of your own and then just delegating work. It is the entire responsibilities on your shoulder, right? So that's where I would think, as an entrepreneur, what's important for you is to think through, as a failure is not an option, and then continue working on, with persistence, with clearing all the hurdles and do the best you can to make really if whatever field you are into, it could be a software or any other field, whatever you are into, make sure you're providing a value for customers and your products can stick to those customers, right?
Yes.
So those are all the things important as an entrepreneur. It's much more the reason people don't cross that fence. Like everybody wants to be an entrepreneur, boss of their own, right? Only few can become, right? So,
Yes.
so the reason, because the way you look at it, right? It is a lot of work, it is a lot of sacrifices, but after all that, if you want to lead and be successful, want to make a real difference, right? The bar is really high. So you got to be really, really working hard. It's not going to be a regular 9 to 5 job, because you got to be everything in your company, step in any kind of a role you want as a founder CEO, right? You should be ready to do all that to make it really a successful company.
Successful. And I think that's what you said. It's not a 9 to 5 job.
Yep.
I think that's something we need to take home with us today.
Exactly.
But Kris, it was so lovely to have you on. This was very much insightful of information. We appreciate it. Tell me, Kris, where can the listeners, where can they get hold of you guys, your business?
Sorry, where can they get it?
Yes, where can they get hold of you? Your
Oh, okay,
website?
absolutely. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Uh,
Yes.
our company, iCloudNow.com. If you go there, we have our company email address. They can email there, or servestream.ai. That's another company where we have our contact details and phone numbers, right? Or my email address is Kris@iCloudNow.com. Anybody can reach me at Kris@iCloudNow.com directly, right? So that's the number, or go to our websites. You will have contact forms or other details there. You can fill in or learn about our company, or you could email me to this address, Kris@iCloudNow.com. I'm reachable on those areas.
Oh, lovely. Well, thanks once again. It was lovely having you on, and all the best going further, and good luck to you and your business.
Absolutely. Really appreciate it. Thank you very much for the opportunity, Trek. We'll catch up later.
Lovely. Take care.
Thanks.